How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to Is It a Buy, where we talk about stocks and try to determine if they are worth a buy or maybe a pass. My name is Corey. I'd just like to preface the video by saying I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just a guy who likes to talk about stocks, so please take what I say with a grain of salt, all right? Whew. Okay, what a day. What a day, what a day, what a day. And I'm okay, right? I'm holding strong. I know the DD, I know the numbers, I know what's going on, and I am not being shaken from my position. I cannot be shaken from my position. I cannot. I absolutely cannot. I know what the DD is. And honestly, this kind of makes me, it doesn't feel good in the moment, but I am optimistic because this, in my personal opinion, is not just natural price action. Yep, looks about right. We're on a bullish run, right? And we're like, nah, you know what? I don't want it anymore. I'm done. Like, this doesn't make any sense to me, right? At all. I don't know how we go from, and this is yesterday, but I don't know how we go from, $315 and we're like, nah, I'm done. 260 it is, I'm out of here. You told me everyone just thought, yep, 300 or 328, whatever actually hit before it started dipping. People say 328, sure. 328 is good enough for me. I'm out. Unlikely, definitely doubt it. And then in the after hours, of course, consolidation sounds about right. And then today, hey, ding, ding, ding. Let's go. Here we go again. Straight down to the ground. Yep, I'm out. I'm done with this. Blah, blah, blah. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense to me at all. What I am curious about is if they're getting ready for the cover, right? Because this takes a lot of effort, and realistically with stop losses, I'm telling you, it actually doesn't take as much effort as you would think. If they are stop loss hunting and they're just triggering it, right? I always say it, the chain reaction, okay? Down 27.16% on the day, in the after hours, picking up at 4.2%, 420. So that's what it is, right? GameStop still holding absolutely strong. This is why I try to let people know I always try to have the best averages possible. I get in as early as possible because I'm still up, right? I'm still up. I'm still holding. I'm good, right? No problem. Cost me nothing to hold. You know how much money I lost today? Nothing. Unrealized losses, unrealized gains, right? And realistically, the gains are much, 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 much larger than the losses. So this is no problem to me. I'm holding. Same thing with AMC, right? So let's take a look at AMC. We are right here. We can see what happened with the wedge. We know we were talking about the wedge. We'll see if there's any way to salvage this, but it's not looking particularly favorable here. But if I could click this, clicking is hard. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. We actually may be able to salvage this wedge. I'll take that. I could take that. And let me check our level of support over here. Oh, okay. Trying to get as many touch points as possible, and we're respecting it. I'll take this. All right, I'll take this. I'll take this all day. This is respecting. We had these numbers before, right? We always talked about these levels of support back here. I did want to see, it was clearly, wedging. And in my opinion, I still consider this consolidation. We are still respecting within these bounds. And, granted, this does look like, stair stepping down. But even then, we'll see which way it goes. I still feel confident. We did respect this level of support right here, did respect this level of support down here. And I feel like we had a little bit of leeway. We've used our leeway. Let's see if we support. A lot of people hoping to get in the stock, and, just average down or add to their position. Think about it. When the stock was at 70, were you wishing, I wish I would have added to my position at 40? I wish I would have added my position at 5, 10, 15, 20. If that was you, now may be your chance. Okay. And now, and what you may want to do is you may want to wait for this wedge to finish and see which way we go. But as you can see, you can kind of push the wedge out a little bit, right? I'm not sure if that's favorable practices, but it does fit, right? It continues to fit within the the TA that I've been doing, technical analysis of what I've been doing, how I've been fitting it. And now look, we bounced. This is a very, very nice bounce so far in the after hours. Looks like we bounced yesterday in the after hours too, right? And even right here, I guess a little bit of a bounce, but previously we have dipped in the after hours, beginning of the after hours. So I'm feeling good about this. Hopefully this continues to respect and hopefully seems to look good. Let's look at the 1 day candle, and oh, look at this. I just got a tweet from Trey, boom, 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 boom. And whenever he says boom, boom, he's talking about a boom, boom candle. And he calls these wide range candles boom, boom candles. And you know what? I'm not mad about it. I'm not mad about it at all. So a lot of love to Trey, a lot of respect. Let's go ahead and look at let's look at the 5 day just so we can zoom out just a little bit. Although it doesn't look like my favorite, but you know what? We do have this boom boom candle, and hopefully this continues, right? I'm telling you, I do not feel like it's over. We'll look at some of the numbers. Let me say hi to the chat. We'll look at Ortex and look at some things that I'm excited about. I'm gonna have a kind of a shorter stream today. My fiance and I we're gonna have a little dinner and watch In the Heights. If anybody's in the Heights, it's supposed to be out on HBO now, and I'm looking forward to hanging out tonight. Dog says first, absolutely. Is it a bloodbath or a fire sale on GME? You know what? A little bit of both. A little bit of both, right? I think it's obviously it's a little tricky, but I think I have a post pulled up and we'll kind of talk about it. But it just does not look like obviously normal price action. I do not believe that all of a sudden the apes have been holding for this long, and all of a sudden they're like, yeah, 200 sounds good to me. 300 sounds good to me. Whenever they've been shouting, 25 million, 100 million off the top of the rooftops. So I doubt it. Lee, see you later. Have fun at the pool. Watch the stream later. We'll catch you later, my friend. Don't worry about it. Ian says, we knew this would happen. The lower it goes, the more we buy and hold. Much love, apes. Ian, that's a good point, right? And we know the apes like to buy and hold. They like to buy the dips and buy in the rips. The apes just like to buy and hold, right? That's what the apes do. So, hopefully if you were looking for a position, I will say a lot of people have been looking for a position in GameStop, looking for a position in AMC. You may want to consider adding your position, averaging down, averaging up even at this point. If that's something you're looking to do, because I feel it's good. I feel it. I feel good. Feel good about what's going on. Raquel, so what's up? Johnny. Velocity. Unfortunately, I do not have an exclamation point playlist option for you, but I have to get you the songs. J Bad says, just waiting to be a millionaire, brother. Same. Waiting patiently, right? Here's the deal. Think about how long it would have taken us in our lifetime to become a millionaire, right? Saving. It would have never happened probably. For most of us, me included, never would have happened. And now I have an extremely real possibility to make that happen, right? A very, very real possibility to become a millionaire, to change my life forever, change the life of my family. And I'm going to take it, right? I'm either going to become a millionaire or I'm going to multimillionaire. If this goes half to a 1/16 of what people think it's going to go to, I'm either going to become a multimillionaire, or if it doesn't go to the moon, I'm going to just do very well, and my life is the same. So I can either live the life the same and hold, or I can become a millionaire and hold. I think I'll hold. Thank you very much. Lee says, I was at $9 average 2 weeks ago. I averaged up to 40 now. Dang, you must have added a lot of shares. Yeah, I'm very, 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 very happy that I maxed out on my cash, and I'm maxed out, and I have a very good average. My average is still, I forgot to check it. It's still super like low, like $8 or something. Not too late at all. Why are you nervous? I'm not nervous. Hopefully that was somebody else. Halo. I love Halo. Jorge says, I'm drained of energy. Jorge, I totally understand the sentiment. I'm telling you, there are other apes who are drained of their energy, right? Sometimes I'm drained of my energy, but you know what gives me energy? The freaking apes, you guys, every single one of you reading your comments, like, you guys give me the motivation. You guys give me the energy that I need. Trey talks about it all the time, and I feel like he phrases it so well. He borrows confidence from people. And, I don't know if I borrow confidence, but I borrow like the energy. I borrow your your energy, right? I feed off of it, right? And having you guys in the chat and like hanging out with me every single freaking day, and you know who you are, and I know who you are. I see your names. It makes it that much easier, right? And sometimes, you're gonna need like time, and I'll tell you this: if you need to take time and not watch the stream and go and like take a walk and not look at it for a little while, please do it. It is so important to preserve your mental health. You don't want to be, rich and then you're just like messed up in the head because you have PTSD from everything that happened, right? So be sure that, and you don't want to paper hands because you're fatigued, right? If you're gonna sell, make sure you're selling for the right reasons. Don't sell because you're bored or it's just too much. It's too much anxiety, too much stress. Sell because you're freaking rich, or you need to pay bills, or whatever your personal whatever your personal reason would be, right? But yeah, I would rather hold. I can hold. I'm gonna hold, and I'm gonna hold for you guys. Like I could be doing very well right now and just pull out, but you know what? I feel like there's more to go, and I'm gonna ride it out. I'm gonna ride it to the freaking end. There you go. I like what who said this right here. Ant said, I'm so shaken by what happened, but you know what? But I'm diamond hands, so I have no choice. And that's actually an interesting way to think about it, right? And I talk about this all the time. What do I say? What do I always say? I say, well, okay, it doesn't feel so good, but what am I going to do? Am I going to sell? And that makes it so easy for me to hold. Like, no, I'm not going to sell. That's silly. So I hold. And so that really helps me. I find my own little ways to do it. Yeah, Velocity says, so this was an article that I saw. It said, or I saw on like Reddit or something. It said there was a Yahoo article that said GME shareholders selling because they're impatient. It was something like that. Yeah, it was something like that. And, it's like, well, first of all, they're not going to all of a sudden sell because they're impatient. There's no way you believe that. And it's so silly. Johnson, what's up, Captain Cash? I hold the line. The redder it gets, the more green we shall see. I was in at $15. See it go all the way to 25, all the way to about $5.50. Yep. And they're going to play with our emotions. They are going to play with our emotions, right? They're going to try to mess with us so badly. And they're not going to get it. Look at this candle. This is beautiful candles going on. I'm loving what's going on right here. These are the 5-minute candles. But let's look at the 1 minutes. Yeah, there we go. We can same deal. So Interweb says, is my Webull tripping? I see 45. So it is 45 in the after hours. We have to keep in mind this halts, this pauses right here after the, you know, so this is the normal trading hours. It ended at 42.81. And in the after hours, it is going up. It is currently 45.14, right? And continuing to go up. It was at 420, and now it's at 535 or 5.35 for percent for the after hours. So this is looking great, as well as GameStop. And you know, I saw this dip today and I was like, man, I hope people bought the dip. People have been wanting to find an entry point. People wanted to do it. Let's see if we have any kind of TA that we can do to find to see about a bounce. You know what's interesting is I would have predicted a bounce around here. You know, what is this, 220? And you know, I guess it did end around 220, but it bounced around 211. Looks like, and you know, realistically, I say bounce, but could have been some kind of false break. I would have bet something around here, and I guess, you know, based on where it ended for the day, I guess that would have been semi-accurate. I wonder if it will bounce anywhere else. I can't see. I suppose there could be a bounce at like 188 if it really dips, but I really don't see that kind of dip coming. This has already been retraced so hard, right? It's already just fallen, especially compared to how it normally does, right? You see this, it runs, you know, and then this one was a small retracement, runs, you know, larger retracement, of course, and then we see the retracements going on, right? But this one is just extremely large. It just doesn't really make much sense, especially considering, look, it's like stepping up, right? And then all of a sudden it's just going to plummet out of nowhere whenever it's been getting higher and higher and higher and higher. I don't really get it. Excuse me. It doesn't really, I don't know. This is fishy. I mean, you can't tell me this is not fishy. Just every single, this is the 1 hour candles, but every single, it just dropped out of the sky today. They just, GameStop just thought, nah, I'm done. No freaking way. Brian says, do you guys see how many volume we have on the call option at 145 strike? Here's the deal. These people keep buying these 145 strikes and it's scary. 51,000. Here's the deal though. You have to keep in mind that this is what a bet. You know what I mean? What a bet. If this hits, right? Let's say it goes to 150. At 150, you just made $496 on a $3 bet. You made $400 on a $3 bet. Heck yeah. That would be insane, right? And if for some reason it were to squeeze tomorrow or just go nuts, you know, up 300%, I mean, somebody's going to be very rich off of these. So even if you spent $10 on these, you know, that's, you know, or even if you spend $2 on it, right? Just, I mean, $6, just double it. And it goes to, what did I say? 150, you know, around here, you know, say $1,000. $1,000 just at 150, and if it goes to 160, you just made 1,600, or we'll call it $1,500 times 2. You just made $3,000 if it goes to 160, based on a $9 bet. I was gonna say it's a good bet. It's not a bad bet, is what I'll say. I mean, I don't know. It's not. There's two different ways to think about it. It's $9. So, I mean, $9, don't eat out for lunch tomorrow, right? Bet $9 on this and see what happens. If you lost it, well, guess what? You lost $9, but you could have made a whole bunch. I don't know. Just different ways to think about it, right? People have to think about how they're thinking about these things. And, you know, realistically, these are pretty cheap. And this could be a great way to make some money and some options for tomorrow. I mean, look, if this stock runs and hits $60 tomorrow, you know, you can make a lot of money here. Let's say if it hits $50, right? $50 right here, you just made 152 off of $150 bet, right? So obviously it's much more expensive because you're closer to being in the money. But you know, if it does hit, and this is $47 right here, if it runs tomorrow, which we're at, you know, 45, and granted, you can't buy these right now, you'd have to wait till the after hours. But if you were to buy these, then you could definitely hop in. And, you know, if this prints tomorrow, guess what? You have to hop out anyways, and maybe you might as well make some money and put it in the stock or something. You know, it's like, so options can be pretty great, but you have to keep in mind, it's a little riskier, but it's very possible that this will be in the money tomorrow if this was purchased by somebody today, right? So things to think about. Okay, let's take a look at Ortex really quick. And there's a lot of stuff going on with Ortex. Actually, I do want to take a look at, well, we'll look at these numbers, and I'm going to look at Trey's trades really quick, because Trey has been doing a fantastic job about tweeting just good information. And we're going to look at a few posts and stuff, and we'll go through those. So first things first, let's take a look at the shares on loan, 84 million, 0.37. So we'll call it 84 million. And so this has been going down a little bit, right? But I'm still very bullish. This is a lot of shares on loan. Okay, granted, and remember, this does not include the naked shorts. This is just this information. And on top of that, guess what? The short interest went up. Okay, short interest went up. So I feel very good about that. And there's some different numbers. We're going to talk about the different number. Actually, let's take a look at it right now, right? Let's look at trades, Twitter. Because Trey did tweet a few things today that I thought was very interesting. He tweeted this. So for those of you who haven't seen, the Federal Reserve repurchasing window on Wednesday took in 503 billion in cash, hitting a record peak for a third consecutive session as financial institutions flush with liquidity flock to the Fed facility to park their cash and secure their. Okay. So anyways, the repo market is just going nuts. The repos and oh gosh, I'm not very good at explaining the repos, the repo market, but I'll just say bullish. Okay, and we'll kind of move on from here because this isn't really what I was coming to take a look at. Okay, here's this Bloomberg Terminal one. I thought this was pretty interesting. So Bloomberg Terminal is reporting different numbers than this. Remember, this is 85% of exchanges. I'm not actually sure how much of the exchanges the Bloomberg Terminal is. I do know, for those of you who don't know, this Bloomberg Terminal, I think it's like $24,000 a year just to have. So it's a big deal. I'm sure there's some kind of weight in here, but the short interest of outstanding is currently 19 point, and so this is outstanding all legal shares, right? So this does not include the synthetic shares, the naked shorts, right? Just with the legal shares, this one is saying 19.93 versus 12.21, right? So it's much higher. So, and if you do believe in naked shorts, right? And here's the deal. Not everybody has to believe in naked shorts. You don't have to believe in naked shorts for you to know you're probably going to make a lot of money on this play. Okay. It's just heavily shorted regardless if there's naked shorts or not. But if you do believe in the naked shorts, it's, imagine how much higher it actually is, right? It could be much higher depending on how much of the float is actually out there. If they are 2.5 billion shares short, then holy smokes, I don't even know what this number would be. Imagine how much higher this short interest actually is, right? And so that's why my small theory is, if they are trying to drive these prices down, especially on GameStop, if they are trying to drive this price down artificially, then I would imagine that they may be getting ready to cover, right? Because, and I always talked about this from the very, very, very beginning of, I do believe whenever they're getting ready to cover, they're going to drop the price as far as possible. This way, instead of starting to cover at, 344, they're going to start to cover at, 200, 220. And so they may be getting ready for that, right? And they might drop it one day. They might drop it. So far, this one's been dropping 2 days. Or they might try to drop it for an entire week or something, and then, shake as many paper hands, shake as many of this, bring it down as low as possible, and then start covering after they say, and then start covering after they shake as many as possible. It's not looking good. Everyone's scared. Stop loss is triggered, yada, yada, yada. And then they start covering. So, that's just a little theory that may be going on, right? Maybe we're close to the end and this is their final hurrah. Oh, I guess I was looking at these. Short interest right here, you can see. And actually, it looks like it's a different number as well. The float shares out, is that shares on loan is 99. So these numbers are obviously lower on Ortex than they are in the Bloomberg terminal. Yeah, see, he even traced it, false break below 40. Okay. Yeah, so, I mean, as you guys can see, it's just like ridiculous. Corey, you're 8-bit. Uh-oh, is my connection going weird? Oh, no. All right, we're good. Nobody panic. I bet you my fiance turned on that TV. We're going to have a no TV rule or something. Okay, Timmy says, so what would you do with options saying you're down 40% on 820? 820, I think 821 is what you're saying, August of 21. Timmy, you know, personally, strike price 61. I have ones in September and I'm holding them. I mean, of course I'm going to hold them, right? I would absolutely, I'm personally not going to sell mine at all. You know, I still have 3 whole months. You still have 2 whole months until, you know, for some kind of price action, right? And, yeah, so I'm just going to hold them. I feel good about my position, about all of my positions, right? And it's because I like to buy my positions just out of the money. But, yeah, I mean, personally, I think you have plenty of time for it to go in the money. Now, granted, you know, last time, who knows what's going to happen, but I'm obviously very bullish. Johnson, what's up, Captain Cash? I have a 70 AMC option that expires 9/17. Let's say in the following weeks in June, I'm in the money. Yes. Okay, so Johnson, great question. You can exercise, and this is actually a pretty common question that I get. For anyone who purchased a contract, right? So let's pull up options really quick. If you purchase a contract out here or whatever, right, and you're making money, you're profitable, you can sell your contract whenever you want, right? You can. That's no problem. You can exercise, sell your contract, or I think you can exercise it as well. But I usually. The reason I'm not sure about exercising is because I typically just sell my contract, right? Because it's, you know, I just usually don't have the capital to buy that many shares at that price. But, you know, yes, you can 100% sell your contract and make some money. As soon as you're profitable, you can sell it, even if it's for January of next year. All right, so let's go ahead and continue over here. I do want to take a look at these posts. Let's see. Actually, I didn't read this one before I pulled it up. This one is kind of long. Let's see. The media has confirmed naked shorting, validating the 500K thesis, which AMC. Oh, actually, there's one more post that Trey had posted I wanted to take a look at. Okay, here we go. I like this one. Okay, so Wall Street Journal, and so this is what someone said. Henry Schwartz, head of product intelligence at CBOE Global Markets, right? So, CBO. The perceived risk is not that AMC is going down to $10. The risk that everybody is worried about is AMC is going up to $1,000, right? And so, you know, it does kind of challenge all of the normal assumptions that that especially professionals tend to make, right? And so, you know, I actually really like that. I really like this. And, you know, the risk, what's our risk, right? Most of the people in here got in, you know, even if you got in at $30, right, you're good, right? Like you could have got in super late, unless you just got in within the last, when was this? Oh no, where's AMC? Unless you got in, where's $30? 2 weeks, or if you got in a week ago, like, since the 3rd, then yeah, maybe you're hurting a little bit if you got in up here, or you're around here, you're probably a little bit scared. But if you got in, any time before, when was this? So if you got in any time before June, we'll call it, then you're good, right? You feel good about your position. You're happy. You're up. You're good. So, yeah, I mean, just so crazy. Let's see. Not MNO says, when do you expect the short squeeze to happen? No one can really say when the squeeze is going to happen. And the last thing I'd want to do is, realistically, a lot of people have I adopted this pretty early, no dates. And I know Troy adopted that because realistically, it's not about a specific date, right? There's a lot of things happening, and there's a lot of things that should have happened that should have made these hedge funds cover, right? DTCC filings, the stock running up to certain prices. They, in my opinion, I feel like they probably should have been margin called, especially at $77. Why wouldn't they have been margin called at $77? Doesn't make any sense to me, especially whenever you see, when they would have got in, even if they got in at $25, right? Even if they started shorting at $25, which doesn't make any sense, why they wouldn't have either exited or something like that. If they would have started shorting at $25, even then, I feel like they should have been margin called at 77. What else? There's all these different stars that kind of have to align, right? And realistically, that sounds a little difficult, right? Like seeing a unicorn or something. It's not because they don't exist. It's just because they're in the Arctic. But no, but like, I just think that we need some kind of catalyst, the right catalyst, right? And the right catalyst could be, either more bullish price action. It could be Gary Gensler putting his foot down and saying shorts have to cover. It could be a new DCCC filing or one that I may be overlooking that hasn't passed yet that needs to pass. Anything like that, right? It could be so many different catalysts that could cause this stock to squeeze, right? And so I do personally, my mental goal has always been before September, and but realistically, I mean, I'll hold as long as it takes. Like if you told me, we're still doing this for a year or something, cool, sounds good. I wasn't going to be a millionaire in a year anyways, but if that's what it takes, I would hold. I mean, imagine, right? Imagine if, actually, did I save it? Well, anyways, there was a post that I saw on Reddit, and it was this guy. He said, I can't believe I sold my Bitcoin at they bought their Bitcoin at 30 cents, and they go, I can't believe I sold my Bitcoin at 60 cents. It's $8 now. And this was in 2011. The tweet was from 2011. And can you imagine that person right now? I did the math, and he had 1,700 Bitcoin. Okay. And let's say times 30,000, right? Super conservative. Look, if he would have just held, right? But you get bored, you get paper hands, you get fatigued, you think that you made enough money, you don't believe in it. Who knows what, right? You're holding it for too long. Would you have held? Let me ask you this. If you had, 1,700 Bitcoin, right? And you were told, hey, if you hold it until, let's say you had it in 2010. If you were told, hey, if you hold it until 2020, you will literally be able to retire. Your family can retire. You can buy a huge mansion. You know what I mean? Like, think about that stuff. Like, would you have held it for 10 years if you were going to be a multimillionaire, been able to retire? If you say no, you're a liar. You know what I mean? Like, so that's why I hold. I'll hold all day. And I think that people need to be prepared for that, right? And people who aren't prepared for that, that's why they say, that's where this quote's from. That's literally where this quote, well, not literally, but this quote comes from stock market patient people. I know the quote, but it's this quote right here. Warren Buffett's quote, by the way, it's the stock market is a place for transferring money from the impatient to the patient. Warren Buffett, Corey, you know. So keep that in mind. Keep that in mind whenever you're thinking about these kinds of things, right? And I know I kind of went off on you. This wasn't necessarily directed at you. You inspired me to talk about something else. But thank you for the other super chat. We appreciate you. We are diamond handing 500K. Yeah, I mean, why not, right? Here's the deal. At the end of the day, you can always sell, right? Like, as long as I'm holding, like, I can always sell. But I'm okay. I can also hold, right? I have no problem holding. So think about this. Just think about that stuff. Ginger, what is up? Ginger says, don't chase stocks though. And that's a good point, right? So, and I do think that there are exceptions to this. And well, I personally don't like to chase stocks. And again, you know, we talked about this stock the other day, right? And we talk about the retracements that stocks have. And this is why I don't chase stocks, right? Because now here's the deal. If you would have gotten in and, you don't know when the retracement's coming and would you have gotten out? So this first day that it ran, I mean, theoretically, yeah, it would have been smart to hop in, right? But you don't know when it's going to retrace. You don't know when it's going to come out. But, you know, if you have a floor or something, you know, you wait for it to come back down. And, you know, theoretically, this is where you could think about having your floor, right? Let's say you chased it up and you chased it to, you know, $13 and then it doubled and then it retraced, you know, 90%, 80%. You know, you could still, you know, instead of selling at, oh, okay, I'm going to get out at, you know, anyways, I don't want to go into all this because I'm going to misspeak and I'm going to mess this up. But, you know, long story long, be careful. Be careful chasing. But, you know, if you really believe in it, then in your diamond hands, you know, if you truly believe like Clove is going to squeeze, then, you know, maybe buy the dip, maybe buy up here, average down. For me personally, Clove is not my personal play. I'm very happy to see it. For those of you who haven't seen, Senseonics is up 17.92% on the day, 6.35% in the after hours. I'm very curious to know if this is going to continue to run. Oh, when did this run? Wait a second. Am I doing well on my Senseonics play? What the heck? I'm going to have to check my option. I was down. So there was some, so full disclosure, there were some, I know how I like doubled down. I liquidated all my other positions. I did want to say that I did have some positions that were down like 99%. There were options, and I didn't want to sell my option down at 99% and get like $6 back. So I did hold some of those options. Hopefully those get in the money soon. And I'm telling you, if those options get in the money, or I'm down like 50% or something, I will liquidate those positions. I'll freaking buy it. I don't care if AMC's at, you know, $300. I'll freaking buy it and I'll post my position. If those actually get like in the money or close to being in the money where I'm not down significantly. So yeah. All right, so I got a super chat here. Let me see if I can make this link work. Yeah, that link isn't working for me. If you want, you can send it to me in the Discord, but Check out the article by. All right, let me try this one more time. Oh, here we go. No, sorry, that link doesn't work. Okay, let the apes have Wall Street. Tabby. Okay, there we go. I realized my mistake now. Oh, I have to be a paying subscriber in order to view that, so I can't view it. Sorry. Thank you for the super chat, though. Kush Renata. Sorry I couldn't watch it. Sorry I couldn't view it. Let me continue with some of these posts because I did want to. Oh yeah, just to show you really quick. Yeah, so this post is for paying subscribers. I'm not a paying subscriber. All right. So this person right here is saying, and you know, the reason I wanted to show this one really quick is because. Okay, so let me read this really quick. So it says there is no next big stock. There is no Reddit group moving on to blank stock, right? There is no squeeze is over. You know, don't be careful listening to like the news and yada yada. Because I saw a picture today and it was saying the apes have moved on to, and it was from like CNBC or something, and it said Reddit has moved on to Wendy's. Reddit moved on to. And two other companies that I literally can't even remember because no one is talking about these stocks, right? No one is talking about these stocks. I don't know. I'm sure people care about the stocks, but the apes most likely do not care about those stocks. I literally can't even remember them. And they said, all right, guys, apes are on to these stocks now. And it's like, no, like this is not accurate. This is not true. Y'all are just like making stuff up, right? You guys are just saying stuff. And it's just ridiculous, man. AMC is really doing well in the after hours. You guys are right. I'm seeing people shout AMC up around 8.5% in the after hours. Man, when we came on, it was 4.5 or 4.2%. Crazy. So yes, and it's just it just is so annoying how hard people are trying. And you know, here's the deal. I understand the media. They're trying to. You know, they're trying to keep their views up. They're trying to blah, blah, blah. And, you know, there are older people trying to follow the apes. I mean, there are people are always trying to, you know, they see it as like a lottery ticket or something. And sometimes it is a lottery ticket and you win. And sometimes, you know, chances are these guys are pushing. Remember, these guys also posted the apes are on GME and AMCX. Those are the two stocks that they really like. Nope, not AMCX. Wrong ticker. They did that multiple times. Wrong tickers. So just be careful with this stuff. All in for the long game. So we talked about this a little bit yesterday, but I did want to talk about it just to touch on it for 1 second. Is all for the long game in AMC. However, AMC gets a no vote from me for additional shares until we effectively deal with these synthetics, right? And you know, I'm not gonna lie, like I'm in the same boat. I'm gonna vote no on this until, and I'm gonna wait until the very last day to vote, or you know, toward the very end, just in case something happens between now and then. I don't want to take away those shares from Adam Aaron, who does want them, who probably does need them, right? At some point, but right now is not the time, right? Personally, I don't think it's the time for these additional shares. I feel kind of bad, right? Just because, and I'll tell you why. Like, I just don't want. It's not that I feel bad. My concern is Adam Aaron is going to feel like we're holding him hostage. If you want the shares, then you have to force the synthetics to cover. You have to help us out with the shorts, something like that, which I guess isn't necessarily the case. But if we did get the shorts, then we would help. So it's kind of like a weird place to be in. Either way, I will be voting no unless we do squeeze. And I feel like a lot of people feel the same way. So I did want to just touch on that just really quick. Just in case anyone is kind of unsure about which way they want to vote. And granted, you know, we have to keep in mind, just for the last thought of this, is Adam Aaron he, you know, we do consider him an ape, but realistically, he has his own agenda. And his agenda is to make sure AMC does well, right? Which is beneficial for the apes. But we have to keep in mind he does have his own separate agenda for longevity with the company. Excuse me. Whereas the apes are more looking short term, right? Within the next year, you know, or something like that. So I did want to touch that. So this is something pretty interesting. Melissa Lee, she seems kind of flippy floppy. I'm worried that we're going to have a Kramer type situation where Melissa is like, you know how Kramer tries to hop on the bandwagon. And, you know, before I touch on this, Ginger, you're 100% correct. You are 100% correct. I should have mentioned that I did not mention that. Ginger says AMC can't use shares until 2022, though. And Ginger, you're 100% right. I should have mentioned that and I forgot to. But yes, that is accurate. They cannot use these shares, these 25 million shares, until 2022. But even then, I mean, and this is why I'm voting yes. I believe the last question on the like the voter sheet, the vote is that they can readdress some of the like the questions, right? So for example, let's say we vote no now. If I'm going to vote yes to the very, very last question, because I believe that one says, you know, let's say in 2 months or 3 months or whatever, Adam Aaron wants to bring it back up, right? Put it back on the table and say, hey, can we re-vote on this? Then I'm going to vote yes to that, because you know what? If it does happen within the next 6 months, if the squeeze happens within the next 6 months, which I personally am bullish on, I believe that. But unfortunately, it's kind of, you know, what if we are pushing there, right? So I do want to give him that option just in case, but that's a good point. Thank you for reminding me. But currently, I'm just not liking it just yet. And I do feel kind of like, I really do kind of feel bad for that, because Adam Aaron is just trying to make his company do well. This is like, I mentioned it yesterday. I think it's his last company he's probably going to be the CEO of before he retires, which is good for him. He has a fantastic track record. He deserves it. But at the same time, it's like, he has to do what's right for AMC. I got to do what's right for me. And voting no currently is just, in my opinion, the right play for me. Melissa Lee, so what I was saying is, yeah, I'm afraid she's going to be a Kramer thing where she's kind of going back and forth. Full disclosure, I didn't watch this video or anything. Naked truth on naked shorts. Are the markets being manipulated? This, I don't know if this is good or bad. I don't know if anyone watched this and can you know, advise, but yeah. So, but I did think it was interesting. And why I'm happy about this is we're starting the conversations. That's all I wanted to do the entire time. And what's funny, well, I say that's all I wanted to do the entire time, but I didn't know that this wasn't a conversation being had, right? I thought that this was going to be, I'm so surprised that all of a sudden this is such a big deal, because I mean, I guarantee 99.9% of you probably know about naked shorts, right? You've either heard it or you heard it and you fully understand it, right? But probably 100%, honestly, but you know, there's always that 0.01. And I can't believe that it's a conversation that we're just now having 6 months down the line. I can't believe naked shorts. I'm sure, I think you're joking, but naked shorts are synthetic shares, fake shares injected into the market, essentially, right? Just yeah, take a quick, I feel like such a jerk saying Google it, but take a quick Google. It's good stuff. It's not good stuff. It's interesting though. Let's see. Attention, and I appreciated this one too, which is why I pulled it up. So attention, fellow apes, you are holding a royal flush. I don't play blackjack. No, I'm just kidding. I know this is poker. I don't play poker or anything, but blackjack is 21 for those of you who don't know, but I really don't play poker. But you're holding a royal flush. The only way you can possibly lose is if you fold, right? Can you imagine, and imagine you're playing cards, you have a winning hand, right? By a percentage base, right? Let's say by percentage basis, you are holding, I don't know what kind of shilling is going on in here, but let's say you're holding the winning, like mathematically, right? Let's say your cards that you're holding are, let's say you are playing blackjack, right? Just to make it easy. So blackjack is 21. The goal is to hit 21. If you get 21, you basically win instantly. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. So let's say, you know, or you have to be closest to 21 without going over 21, right? So, I mean, I think most people understand the game, but just in case, quick explanation. So let's say, you know, you don't have 21. Let's say you have 20, right? You're sitting on 20. What are you going to do? You're mathematically, statistically speaking, you should play your hand as is, right? You should hold your hand. You shouldn't ask for more. You shouldn't, you know, well, I guess it's a bad example of asking for more, but, you know, you're good, right? Statistically speaking, you're probably going to win unless that person has either 20 or 21. Good stuff. And the probability of them having the same amount or better of you is probably rough. But if you hold it, like, that's all you have to do. All you have to do is say, I'll keep what I have. Thank you. I'll keep what I have. And imagine if blackjack was played a little bit differently and they said, well, I'm going to win because I have a better hand than you. And what are you going to say? You're going to say, oh, okay, I give up. I give up. You win. No, that doesn't make any freaking sense. That doesn't make any freaking sense. Yeah, it's like you're playing Uno. You have one card left, and they're like, I don't know. I think I'm going to beat you. And they have like 10 cards left, right? They're like, I think I'm going to win. And I said, oh, okay, I have one card, but you know what? I give up. You win. That's what's happening. Like, don't just, yeah, the poker theory works better, sure. Whichever way you have to think about it. If you're playing goldfish, no, I'm just kidding, or go fish, whatever the heck it's called. And this is obviously speculation, but I really appreciate this. I appreciate this sentiment. And this one, just a little bit of humor to kind of end the stream. So for those of you who don't know who Kenny G is a very, 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 very famous saxophone player, right? Like, I guess like jazz music, sure. And everyone calls Ken from Citadel, they call him Kenny G. And so Kenny G says, not sure why I keep getting tagged in these tweets, but I have no affiliation with Citadel Securities. I don't know what naked shorts are. I have nothing to do with AMC. And the only thing I manipulate is this sax into your ears. And this just gets me hyped up, right? This gets me so freaking hyped up. I just love it so much. LOL, this guy don't know blackjack. Scott, you know what? I don't know blackjack. And here's the deal. I started off, I just started overthinking my analogy, but you know what? It was, the analogy made sense. I just made my own rules up for blackjack though, right? And theoretically, that's what the hedge funds are doing, right? I've brought it full circle now. Now I look smart and you don't look as smart as I. No, just kidding. But yeah, I'm just trolling. Rania says he is 39. Rania, I'm not 39. And that is offensive. No, I'm just kidding. But that is rude. She's trolling me. But Ian, man, I feel so bad, Ian. Welcome to the stream. But I am actually wrapping up the stream right now because I'm gonna go hang out with my fiance and we're gonna watch some movie and stuff. AMCX is not AMC, people. Ooh, Velocity, I see you doing some is not equal to development type stuff. JavaScript, I see you. You don't have to get 21, you just have to beat the dealer. Look, I don't play freaking blackjack. I definitely don't play poker. So I beat, well, I know you don't have to get 21, but you want to be, you know, that's how you win, right? That's how you just have to beat the dealer. You have to beat the opponent with that. So same thing. Either way, you understand what is going on and you know what's happening. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna wrap up the stream here. I think it was a very productive stream. I feel good about this. Long story, very long. I'm continuing to hold. I forgot to mention, so we did end the day right here. We ended the day up, or the after hours, I apologize, up 6.63% at 45.65. A beautiful little bounce off of this level of support, right? A beautiful bounce. We do have two different kind of levels of support here. We do have the levels here from previous bounces. We also have a little a wedge, right? We're in this wedge and we're respecting the boundaries of the wedge, even though I keep moving it a little bit, but you know, it works. It's an art, right? And the art is looking good, right? It's soon we'll have the Mona Lisa, I believe. So, all right. Netflix and HODL. I freaking love that. That should be a shirt. Netflix and HODL. I'll write it down. I like that. All right, guys, I'm gonna start wrapping it up. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me. Sorry it was a little bit of a short stream, but hopefully you guys are feeling pretty good. You guys have a great night. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me. I'll be on tomorrow, so if you're not already subbed to the channel, you're not already hanging out, come hang out with us. We freaking love it. We're here every single freaking weekday. All right, every trading day, I should say. But all right, guys, I will catch you guys later. You guys have a fantastic night, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. All right, I'll leave you guys with some music. Peace.